What's up, everybody? This is your boy Mike.
And I'm Kay.
And we're
Blacks to the Future.
So this week we figured we continue a topic, or
Sure.
a series, I guess.
A mini-series.
Yeah, that we started last week on the 5 love languages. This week we wanted to talk about the 5 apology languages. It's actually kind of an interesting concept. I never really thought too much about it, but I guess Gary, what's his name, Chapman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he did 5 love languages, 5 apology languages, and then the 5 anger languages, which I don't know if we're gonna do that one, but I would be actually interested in it. So we decided to take the quizzes to see where we're at. Kadeen actually took hers when
2019.
Yeah, so she actually still had her past results. I unfortunately never took it except for this time. So there actually was, I guess you could say, some change.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I guess the older you get, you just change as an individual. You know, what matters to you and how you view the world and things of that nature. So since this one is not as well known, we kind of decided to just give you guys a little synopsis of every language, every apology language, so you kind of had an idea. Maybe you can identify yourself based on what it is, and then we'll talk about what
ours are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And kind of in context of our relationship, I guess, how that kind of works or doesn't work.
Yeah.
We're still newlyweds.
We're a work in progress.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so here we go. I forgot the name of the actual book that he had for this one. Oh, it's called, go ahead.
When Sorry Isn't Enough, which I've never read.
Yeah, but we might have to read that.
We might have to.
All right, so the 5 apology languages here are expressing regret, accepting responsibility, making restitution, genuinely repenting, and requesting forgiveness. So, do you want to start with this one?
Okay. So first one, expressing regret. And we'll just, what did I just say? Regret?
Regret.
Sorry, expressing regret. And we'll just read a little paragraph of what it is. For most people, an apology is not really an apology unless they hear the word, I'm sorry. For many of us, in order to truly forgive, we need to see that the person who has injured us regret what they have done. This is the most essential of the elements of an apology, but some people feel it more keenly than others.
Right. So basically just saying, it's just saying that some people, like, that's what they're looking for more.
Yeah.
So I think
saying
that's
the word sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the foundation of all apologies, to one extent or another. I think it's just that people, some people want more than that, right? Like, for some people, maybe saying I'm sorry is enough, but for other people, that's like, okay, so what? Kind of like what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I like how you just said that. It's the foundation of an apology.
Right.
So it's almost like it's the root of every apology. So every other one that we're going to mention is almost an extension on top of saying you're sorry.
Yeah, but what were you saying earlier? Because I think about people saying sorry, like, you mentioned someone just saying I'm sorry and how it makes you feel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, that doesn't work for me. I feel like I need you to explain why you're apologizing. Right. Yes, you can say I'm sorry, but exactly what are you sorry for?
Right.
And then we go from there. But you just saying I'm sorry doesn't cut it.
Well, the reason I asked you to bring that up is because I think to point out, as this guy was saying, or what this was saying, like, for some people, just saying I'm sorry, that would work.
And comment if you're the type of person that just sorry is good enough for you. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
All right. So then the next one we have is accepting responsibility. We can all find good reasons and explanations for why we behaved badly. She was pushing my buttons. I was running late. She hurt my feelings. Whatever the reason, it doesn't change the fact that that what we did, was wrong or hurtful to another person. So I think this is just trying to say this again, the sorry is the start, but acknowledging where and what you did as being wrong, and not so much finding an excuse for that. For some people, that's really important. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might have had a reasoning behind it, but you still have to understand the ramifications of your actions and how it's impacting someone else. So it's important to acknowledge that as well.
Yeah. Very good. So the third one is making restitution. Why are you looking at me like that?
No reason. Go ahead.
Sometimes just expressing regret and taking responsibility for our actions is not good enough. Interesting. Sometimes we need to make restitution to make an apology sincere. A great example is when a child swipes a toy from another child. We don't just encourage the child to apologize. We also encourage the child to return the toy that was stolen.
Yeah, so it's basically just like compensating someone or restoring somebody whatever issue was. Like, you go to somebody's house, you break something, you don't just say I'm sorry, you don't just say, oh, I know I broke it. You say, hey, whatever it was, I'll pay for it, find a replacement, something of those that nature. So for some people, you saying you're sorry, you acknowledging it is not enough. They need you to
do something about it.
Yes, exactly. And again, this always, well, for us, this has, it's important to highlight that in a relationship.
Absolutely.
For the person that you're dealing with, because maybe me saying I'm sorry to you is not good enough. Me saying I know I messed up and this is not good enough, but maybe I need to make some flowers. Maybe not get some flowers, excuse me. Maybe not get flowers.Maybe I need to say, I didn't spend time with you, so next week, this day is all yours, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So for some people, that to them would really be apologizing, because now you're making an effort beyond just the words, and you're giving something back to them for what they lost or whatever hurt them.
Yeah, that was actually when I took it 2 years ago. That was my highest score, is restitution, and it actually makes sense because of the kind of person I was 2 years ago. I'm just kind of like, so what you gonna do about it?
You're still like that.
To a degree. I feel like the edge is a little bit softer, but I can still be like that depending on the person and the situation.
Yeah, I think the situation is definitely a big difference.
Because
I feel like if we're... Oh, go ahead.
The thing I also like about the quiz, first of all, it's a bunch of questions, number one, so...
Yeah, be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared for that.
Kind of annoyed by it.
Yeah, waiting to get to the end and never getting there.
Yeah.
But the thing I do like about the quiz is that it creates different scenarios, so... It creates a dynamic between coworkers, parents, siblings, friends, husband and wives. So, and I feel like that definitely shapes the way you answer questions, because if my mom spilled, why do I do that? There are other people in my family. Okay. If my little sister spilled tomato sauce on my favorite skirt,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be like, okay, you need to buy my skirt back. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
But if my coworker being stupid spilled tomato sauce, I'm gonna be like,
you know where this really impacts Kadeem is when we go somewhere and something happens she doesn't like. She want to know where the money at. That's all
true.
You don't care about I'm sorry. You don't care about like you were saying earlier, oh, I don't usually do this. I don't care.
I don't care.
Your apology better equate to some dollar bills coming off of my check.
Something. Your firstborn, anything.
I better get a special deal next time I come here. Something.
Or today.
Yeah.
There is a thing here.
This is what I'm talking about.
So maybe I haven't really evolved as much as I thought.
I don't think it's that you haven't evolved, but I think
it's situational, I feel.
And that's what I was about to say, because even based on the questions and stuff, I almost didn't like that. Because I'm thinking in my mind, okay, if Danielle does X, Y, and Z to me, my sister, how do I react? Versus if it was my dad, versus if it was my coworker, versus if it was you. The same exact scenario could have played out, but how you respond to it is dictated, and what you expect from the person is dictated on who the person is.
That's true. The fourth one, is genuinely repenting.
Yay. The word repentance means to turn around or to change one's mind. An apology loses its sincerity if you give your loved one no assurance that you will try not to make the same mistake again. So I think this one is just basically saying, like, kind of like, again, we're building off the apology, but really like stating, you know, how you're going to change, or just even the concept of you making an effort to change. Because I'm realizing more and more how much from marriage we can like behave a certain way, and because it doesn't directly impact someone else, we don't necessarily see it as bad behavior, right? So then in a context of a relationship with you're living with someone, I might be able to, just something simple that men and women fight about all the time. I'm used to going into the bathroom and not putting the toilet seat down because it's never affected me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not malicious, right? But it's just never affected me. So it's not that I'm wrong for leaving the toilet seat up. It's just, that's my reality. That's what I do. Versus for you, you need to put the toilet seat down. Like, that's your reality. So I can apologize, but for some people, if I never at least made an effort to sometimes put the toilet seat down, they'd just be like, you're not really sorry. Because you keep doing it. And it's like, well, the other person, because I'm usually on the other end. The other person it's not that they don't mean to do it. And again, the excuse doesn't matter, but it's not that you don't mean that you're doing it on purpose. It's just that that's never been your reality. So now you have to like almost unlearn, for me, 30 plus years of just not thinking about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like interesting in a marriage relationship how some of the stuff happens, because again, I can apologize to you about it, but you might be like, yeah, but you still, not that I expect you to put the toilet seat down every single time, but you don't even put it down sometimes. So for you, in that situation, you might not feel like my apologies are sincere because it's like, but you never made an effort to actually try and change.
Correct.
So I think that's kind of, for some people, they need to see that. It's like, are you going to try and change, or are you just saying sorry to get me to shut up?
Correct.
And now we're on our last apology language, which is requesting forgiveness. Do you want to read this?
Number 5. Go ahead.
The final element of an apology can be the hardest, but for many people it is also the most important. Requesting that someone free you from the guilt of your offense is a powerful thing and will ultimately set both people free. Which is interesting. How do you feel about that?
I've never even looked at that one before. I don't know. You go. I have to think about this.
Well, I think I feel kind of two ways about it, because on one hand, I think there is almost a certain level of basicness to it, like requesting forgiveness. Will you forgive me? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it almost kind of is like the sorry thing. Like, it seems almost selfish to a certain degree. But on the other hand, there is something that comes along with it when you know somebody really forgave you. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I think it's double-sided.
Okay.
I think when you are requesting for forgiveness, when it's out of sincerity, right? Like, it has to be, you have to like really be sorry to even request forgiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because some people, once again, will just say, will you forgive me? And it's like, bruh, do you even know what you did wrong? Or are you just saying it because it's like...
That's the thing to say.
Yeah,
and
like, I'm sorry, forgive me.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
that's the
saying?
basicness of it, too. It's
right.
Like, you can say it very, like, without really thinking about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, like, really meaning it, where it's like, you really genuinely feel bad at how you affected somebody else, and just like, please, honestly, forgive me. You know who's kind of like that? I feel like my mom's like that.
No. And let me get to my second point. And then the second part of that is...
You're saying no, she's not like that?
No, I don't think your mom is like that. I think practice, even though it is basic in its approach, I guess you can say, it's still very good to practice, especially being children of God. Like, we want to definitely be open to forgive. Like, it's not easy, obviously, but we definitely need to be open to the idea of, we need to be open to the concept of forgiving people. Like, and your mom, I feel the complete opposite. I feel like, one, she is sincere, and two, like, she really want to know if you forgive her.
No,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying though.
no, but I thought the way you were saying.
Oh no,
was
I'm not
almost
saying.
like the
I'm not saying
basicness of
she
it.
doesn't. No, I'm saying she's the type of person. I feel like when she like
Oh, yeah.
feels like she offends you, she wants to know that you actually forgave her.
Yeah.
She'll say, "I know I was wrong because of X, Y, and Z,"
Mhm.
and you know she'll do what she can to not repeat the behavior. But she
Correct.
genuinely wants your forgiveness.
Yes, she
You know what I
does.
mean? So that's
Yes.
more so what
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you
No,
were saying.
that's fine.
Yeah, so to get to the heart of the matter,
Mhm.
I guess we'll just talk about our love language.
Yeah,
I mean, our apology
Apology
language.
and I think it was interesting because once we went over ours together, well, first I'll say mine was genuine what is it?
Genuine
Repentance.
repentance.
That's what it is.
Genuine repentance.
So
Which is hilarious.
no, that's not even
For
relevant.
those
That's
who
not
know
relevant.
Michael.
That's not even relevant.
Stop.
That's not relevant.
For those who know Michael and his position in church, it's hilarious.
I don't find anything
It's
hilarious.
hilarious. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I don't feel like I relate so much to that.
Try to think of it outside of me. Like, think about it in regards to other people.
But I
like
feel
other
like-
relationships.
I
I
mean-
know I'm the one that matters the most.
No, but that's
But-
how I relate it to, because it's like when it comes to people outside of our relationship, it's like it's weird because it's like okay, no, I guess to a certain degree, to think the more I think about it, yeah, maybe, because it's like if somebody really did something offensive to me, I would want to feel like not even that they have to change per se, but they're making an attempt. I would respect that more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they really was like, oh, I'm sorry for this, and I saw them actually make an effort, like then I'd be like, all right, like you're legit. Versus somebody just saying I'm sorry and then they do the same thing. I'd be like,
And what would
whatever.
happen?
Yeah, I'd be like, whatever.
What does whatever mean?
It means like, yo, I'm not really fooling with you like that. No more.
Okay. So I have seen Michael transition in a couple of areas in life. And when Michael realizes that he's being slighted by people and they're like, they have no remorse towards it, like, he won't cut you off like he would, but he's pretty much like emotionally disconnected from you. And I'm like, and a lot of times I'm sitting there like, don't do that again. Y'all don't know. Don't do. But the thing is, Michael's heart is really, really tender towards people. So I don't think he could ever like savagely just like be done. But he definitely can be like fall all the way back.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. I
and it takes a while to even rebuild that, because I've
Yeah.
watched it happen in a particular friendship, and I was just like, this is interesting.
Yeah, I can, like, if I feel like someone did me dirty and then they don't even like
Acknowledge it.
yeah, and don't even like, not even a sorry, like
Yeah.
I'm just like, cool, like, and I can still talk to you, be whatever, but it's like, you're right, there's a certain emotional side of me, I'm not really fooling with you like
Correct.
that, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, we good. It's just like,
Have I
We're
ever
just
fake
saying-
apologized to you?
I
Or like,
feel
if
like,
I'm
yeah.
sarcastically, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, your apologies are pretty genuine. And I appreciate it because you usually are not like, you might not say sorry in the moment,
I wanted to get to that.
but you will come back. And that makes me, I prefer that, or I can deal with that more than like, because I think in relationships, if it's like if the other person could never apologize,
Mm-hmm.
like that kind of tells you something about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they think they are right all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I mean we all kind of do that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like if they can't reflect and be like, you know what, at least I understand where you're coming from, so I'm sorry that what I did was offensive to you because of this. I might not be walking back what I said or did. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's how I really feel. but I could see how it impacted you. Like, I can appreciate that more because it shows that you actually thought about what happened.
Okay, this is very correct. I don't like to, and it, like sometimes I'm like, okay, is it a pride thing? Like I need time to assess the situation to figure out if I need to apologize. Like,
but it's funny because Kadeen, we've definitely had straight up fight arguments about whatever, and you're almost in the moment. You're so committed to your I'm rightness.
If you tell that to my older sister, she'll be like, "Yep, that's Kadeen on the money."
Yeah, because you're just like, yes, Michael, no, this is X, Y, Z. I'm like, babe, no, it's not. And then 2 or 3 days later, babe, I was thinking about it, and you were right about another thing. That's what I was trying to tell you. Even it was funny last week. I was trying to tell you something, and you're like, no, and I was like, babe, this is what I'm trying to say. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It was like 5 minutes of arguing, strong argument.
Like,
I get what you mean now.
Well, I am naturally a very defensive person, so.
And I am too, actually.
And Michael is too. So sometimes it's very hard to communicate because all we're hearing is what we're saying, and the rightness of it.
Which is weird,
especially when one person thinks they're like a professor and the other one's a student, and I'm like, I'm not dumb. I know what you're. Okay, this is too much. So let me just talk about. So back to your point about like me stepping away and assessing the situation. It's interesting because you're not like that.
What?
You value that in me.
I am like that.
You are not like that at all.
That's not true, babe. Babe, we all...
Okay. Michael we will get into a dispute, and Michael will just be like, I'm sorry. Like, literally seconds after I stop.
But because...
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Seconds after I'm done, like, venting about whatever, he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
No. So there is I'm sorry, there's that I'm sorry. But then there's times where something has happened, and in the moment I can stop and think about it and be like, yo, I'm sorry, I see what you're saying.
The issue is I can't decipher which one it is.
No, you can decipher
I can't decipher it.
Okay.
What does that mean then? So Michael just likes to be like, okay, let's just dead it here. And I'm like, no, this will never die unless we sit and have a conversation and we take some time, we think about it.
But I don't always need to take time. Sometimes I can see in the moment, like, all right, I can see how I offended you or did X, Y, and Z, and I hurt you. I can see that.
Okay.
And there's definitely times when I'm just like, all right, like, I'm sorry, fine, like. So I'm not saying you're completely wrong. I'm just saying sometimes and I know times that it's happened. You're like, how are you sorry about it? And I'm like, because I actually stopped and thought about what I was doing in that moment and seeing how it actually hurt you, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I can get your perspective in that moment. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So for my apology language is accepting responsibility. It's not too far from, what was the other one? The restitution one. I feel like it's almost very like...
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, they are very close. Like, once again, you can say you're sorry, but I need to hear your steps in the revelation of your sorry. Like, how did you get to the sorry? That's what I want you to be like, I did wrong. I did you wrong. I didn't mean to do that. I don't plan on doing that again. Oh, by the way, because I hurt your feelings, here's $10. Like, all of it.
Yeah. I think the difference is that this one, accepting responsibility, is more so, it's not necessarily saying like, okay, I'm gonna take care of this. It's more.
No, it's not. But I'm saying.
It can
I like
lead
all
to
of that.
Yeah.
So that, and you know what I mean? That was my like little trip around the apology. Yeah. So that's just how I accept apologies. Like, okay, bet you're sorry means what? That sounds so terrible. It sounds terrible. So I guess now we figured out how to apologize to each other. Which is so weird because I feel like I never have to be like, babe, I'm so sorry and I'll never ever do that again. I feel like
no, because
you know what I mean?
I don't expect for you never to do something again. Like I think we're all human beings. No, I'm saying in general.
No, but I'm just saying even on the lightest note, like it's like you don't come off like you are totally that person. I'm not taking that away from you, but you better turn away from that. Turn away from that. You better say sorry and turn away from it. Don't do it again, because you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But with me, you're not. I think it's because of our relationship. You're definitely the expectations low. It's like I'm confident she's gonna make me mad about this again, and I don't want to be that way. So please forgive me. I will try to definitely never let you have to feel as if I'm being, that's the best way I can deliver it. Well, we're glad that you joined us today for our apology love language overview. I hope you go out and take the test. And have your family do it. I mean, it just makes sense to me. I'm probably going to definitely have my family do it. And we'll probably leave a link below in the description box. So you just have easy access to it. And tell us, after you take this quiz, tell me what your apology language is. Like, I'll be curious to know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Share that with us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And we will see you all next week.
Peace.